Hello, I've returned from my 2-month hiatus to make a Battlefront tier list, because why not?
Very well today, and welcome back to the channel.
See how bad
Today
it
is a very exciting day because I'm going to be making a tier list for all the heroes and villains in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now before I get started, I want to make a quick, a lot of bad things. So the first person we got is Anakin Skywalker. Now Anakin is, in my opinion, one of the best light side heroes, just for his crowd control and the amount of damage that he can output.
Now see, for 4v4s, competitive 4s, he's the best saber, yes. But in pubs, Anakin is not, I wouldn't even say he's like close, like third best.
He definitely has some of the best force abilities on the light side. 2 abilities deal a whole bunch of damage. They can lead to great combos, and there isn't really a lot of bad things going for Anakin. The only thing that isn't the best with him is his stamina, but if you run the star card that gives him the more stamina, or the more damage that you deal, you get more stamina. Sorry, I worded that completely wrong. He can be very, very strong. He can be a force to be reckoned with, and he's one of the only characters that has a 4th ability, which is his retribution. So I think for now, I'm just going to stick him in the A tier, because he is very strong, but I don't think he's broken or overpowered.
A tier for pubs and for competitive 4s.
Next person, let's talk about BB-8. So BB-8 is very strong in certain situations. If you're playing on a lot of indoor maps like Jabba's Palace or I think it's like the MC-85 Cruiser, he can be very great. You're not really going to be doing a whole lot because he is more of an up-close hero. He likes to deal damage very closely. He is also a support character, so if you don't really have a good team or people that are sticking around you, you're kind of wasting some of BB-8's potential, but he can still be very strong in certain situations. So I think for that, I'm going to put him in the C tier.
This is like the first Battlefront tier list of all I've seen so far today, where BB-8 actually gets a fair rating. Like, some of these tier lists would either have BB-8 in like A tier, or just F tier. It's just so one-sided. He's definitely middle of the pack. The character.
So next person is BB-9E. BB-9E, in my opinion, is much more fun to play than BB-8, but his damage is much lower when comparing the two.
Pretty based.
I think BB-9E is more of a support character rather than, besides his, I think the charge-up ability is what it's called.
Yeah, like
performing,
this character
doing amazing with BB-9E unless you have a really good team. So I think for that, I'm going to be putting him in the D tier. So
D tier? I'd say he's just F tier.
Boba Fett, let's get with the bounty hunters. So
you do nothing on here.
Boba Fett, in my opinion, is one of the best blasters on the villain side. I enjoy playing as him. He's pretty fun. Not the best blaster here in my opinion, but whenever you're very, very good with Boba Fett and you're hitting your
I'd say he's the best in pubs, not 4s.
Shots, and you can just fly across the entire map, you are going to be doing lots and lots of damage. Now, he is very weak. His defense is not the best. His health regeneration, evade well with your jetpack, and just find certain spots to just pick apart the enemy team here for now and leave it at that very well. So I think with that, I'm going to put Boba Fett in the A tier for now.
Well, okay, yeah, for pubs, yeah.
And leave it at that.
A tier does work, yes, yeah.
So now we got Bossk, another bounty hunter. I would say Bossk isn't as good as Boba Fett, but his damage is much, much stronger than Boba Fett. But I do think he is also situational. I would say Bossk isn't as good as Boba Fett. He is also situational, similar to BB-8. If you're playing on an indoor map like Jabba's Palace or like how I said earlier, you're going to doing very, very well. I would honestly be putting Bossk in the S tier if that was the case. But unfortunately, you're not really going to be getting those maps very often. You're going to be in other maps that have a lot of open space, which kind of counters his toxin and his proximity mines. But
doesn't really counter.
If you can hit your shots with his sniper, whenever you're
I'd say Crate, this is the only map. This is the only map I'd say Bossk will struggle in. Like if
down his sights, I would say it only takes 3 shots to kill most heroes if you hit headshots. He is very, very, very strong. But he is in that situation where you have to be hitting your headshots constantly. You have to be positioning yourself correctly, and when comparing him to Boba Fett, I don't think he has as much power as him. So I think I'm going to be putting Bosk in the B tier for now.
That's a good spot to put him.
So we got Chewie. Chewie is...
Hang on, I'll do my own version of tier list after this video.
Very fun in trooper game modes. His abilities are very broken against a lot of troopers because his middle ability can just one-shot game modes. Chewie is very fun in trooper game modes. His abilities are very broken against a lot of troopers because his middle ability can just one-shot anybody. And if you have certain star cards, you can be resistant to damage. You can keep that ability going on forever. And he is just a force to be reckoned with. But when it comes to heroes versus villains, he underperforms a lot of the time. His damage is very weak if you're not in his middle ability, and his abilities aren't necessarily the best either. His shock grenade is very strong. It's good against a lot of other villains if you have other blaster characters with you. His slam ability is alright. It's not the best, but it is there just to help him.
Okay, I can already tell this guy's a pubs player. Yes, I get that. I don't think this guy's ever played competitive wars, but even in pubs, Chewie is really good. I'd argue he's better than Anakin. If you want a solo carry in pubs, you play Chewie.
I think he just gets outperformed by a lot.
Also, this is an insane place to put him. Wow, okay. That's insane.
A lot of the other blaster characters on the light side, so I think D tier is best for him. So now we got Count Dooku. Count Dooku, in my opinion, is very strong in Hero Showdown. He is the best.
Okay. Beginner YouTuber. I did not realize
it's really
the recording had stopped on the Grievous part, so I was just yapping. A whole lot of yap and nothing was getting recorded. That is cool.
Below Boba Fett.
Alright, so Grievous, I think I was explaining the last clip that got cut off about the jump attack, cancel animation, whatever. Really strong character in pubs, yeah.
I'm going to leave him there for now.
I'm just going to speedrun through this
because of how strong his blaster is. And I know a lot of these people are going to be in the A tier.
I will let him
they're very, very good.
That was funny.
I think that's just where we're going to put him for now.
Iden
don't have much to say.
He said Iden was C tier, but he's being emotionally biased and put in F tier, so whatever. Kylo, what do you put that within? E tier, yeah. Lando.
So Princess Leia.
Take on the Lando. Essentially, summarize it. He sucks at the character. Yeah, that's the most simple way to put it.
I think that's so. Princess Leia,
crazy.
For her current state, she is broken in my opinion. I think she has some of the best blaster abilities in the game. Her E11 can annihilate any hero, any blaster character, anything that is in her way. She can get rid of it with her blaster. Along with that, she also has grenades, so if you're fighting against somebody that's just constantly blocking, or if you're in a very tight room, you can just use those to just demolish your enemy's health. And plus, she also has a shield, which basically can just counter any blaster hero and can give your teammates health. Plus, her perks or her star cards are very, very strong. She has one that gives her damage reduction for just being around her teammates. So I think she belongs in the S tier.
I don't know how any of what you said warrants her being S tier, but hey.
Below Darth Vader, but better than a lot of these other characters.
Everyone has their opinions. That's crazy.
Because she can outperform a lot of them, and she can also support her team at the same time, basically making her a really good asset
honestly. Above Luke in A, that's
Boba Fett.
Your average tier. Now Obi-Wan, he did essentially said the same thing with Dooku. He's a Hero Showdown type character. And then he put him in, it's not chapter.
Character.
He put him in C tier with Dooku, which is, again, crazy tier in my opinion. I think he's way higher.
So now we got my favorite character.
Absolutely base of the Palpatine.
Strong.
Puts him in A tier. Crazy place, I gotta say.
But I think I'm going to put him at just the top of the A tier for now, and we'll just leave it at that.
Crazy. Phasma. He put Phasma
some pretty good teammates that are sticking with you.
C tier, which is another crazy one.
It get much harder
what do you put Ray again?
for them to do anything, which I think
Again,
makes
I'm
her
just gonna
very,
stick
very
Vader
strong
because
with the team. So I think I'm going to be
I
putting her
can't
in
be
the B
bothered.
tier, above Darth Maul, but below
When did it stop? It stopped at a Grievous, right? That was 11 minutes. I was talking to myself for 11 minutes.
Kylo Ren.
Wow, it's
So now we
insane.
got Yoda. Yoda, in my opinion,
And he put Yoda in B tier, I think.
and
Insane, just insane tier list. Madman. Yeah, okay. You know what? Let me do the competitive fours tier list first. Let's get this out the way. Alright, so for competitive fours, this is the tier list, in my opinion, on characters. Anakin, Chewie, Finn, Rey, your traditional lineup. For light side, Vader, Grievous, Bosk, and Kylo is your traditional dark side lineup. That's usually what most would play. It's changed over time, though. For light side, you'd include with the Anakin, Chewie, Finn, and Rey, you'd include Han, Leia, which is why they're A tier. Really good with a Finn. Only problem is that you get rid of Rey, you get rid of your boss contester, because you got to contest the boss so he doesn't just dominate the Finn, just shoot down grenades, throwing mines for free. Because Anakin's going to be contesting the two tanks, because in buff he's stupidly strong. Same with Chewie. These two are like the tanks of light side, and these are the tanks of dark side, so they're going to be fighting each other. Rey's going to have to contest the boss. Kylo's there to peel the stun off from the Chewie, off the tanks, and to peel the boss to help with the Rey. And yeah, when you get rid of the Rey, though, Han and Leia are still good though, even if you get rid of Rey, but it's all right. Han can just dominate the tanks even more. He can help with Han, not help. I can't talk. Han can help with the Chewie and the Anakin against Vader Grievous. Leia is just insane damage, and she has damage reduction because of Finn. So yeah, Kylo's up here because he peels. He's good. Traditional pick character. Luke. I don't know why Luke's so slept on in fours. He's really good. I've seen some Luke players pop off in fours. Still to this day, will never understand why people pick. Okay, I can see why they pick Rey over Luke. Because inside, you just go off the radar. Boss can't see you unless he has his middle ability active. And if he doesn't, you just sneak up on him, dash strike him, do about 400 damage if you have the damage card on dash strike. 400, 500, I think. Load a Luke with full intensify, you can just four-hit a boss from behind, I think. They're both really good. But I can see why he's picked over Luke. Still don't understand why he slept on that hard, though. Like, he slept on to the point where people don't even pick him, like in most fours, but he should get picked way more. And then this tier is a niche tier. Like, on certain maps, these characters can pop off. Well, these three. These three on certain maps, they can pop off. These two, I just think they can work like these characters appear, but they're just not as good. Like, Iden's not as good as a Bosk. Obi's not as good as a Rey or a Luke. They're not as good. They're good. They essentially do the same thing. Like, Iden has the same job as a Bosk. Obi's the same job as a Rey and a Luke. But they just do it better. The ones in A tier do it better than the ones in B tier. And then Boba, since the blasters are really strong, like as you can see, 4 blasters are in it, like the top tiers. Boba's gonna get cooked. So on outdoor maps, you can pop off. Indoors, you can't do nothing because the majority of the maps, light side, will be in indoors. Lando has his niche on open maps with sharp shot, double sharp shot star card. You get it off cooldown, quick rotation, good stun, double stun actually with Chewie. Really sleeper. The double stun strat is really slept on, but again, Han's better, Leia's better. They do the job better than Lando. BB-8 niche on certain maps. Well, 2 maps really. Actually, I'm put him at the bottom of B tier. He only has 2 good maps. Let me put him in C tier actually. This dude has 2 good maps. Even then, once you stun him out of his middle ability, he's useless. He does nothing. Sure, he's a knockdown, but the dude does nothing once you knock him out of his middle ability. Dooku has like a really good niche. Duelist, expose weakness to Finn. Hope your tanks are distracting their tanks, and your Kylo can peel for you while you try and kill the Finn. It works sometimes, but when it works, it works. It's good. Character is definitely he's one of those niche characters where I see if he ever got a buff, He would be insane in Force, but you know, this game's dead. Devs left, so no more updates. Maul, all you do with Maul is just ledge, or just displace them with the extra range and throw. Does nothing, no damage. Again, I already said BB-8. Phasma's just trash. Trashed her. I'll put Yoda above her. Yoda, he's bugged currently. His heal doesn't work. Dash is mid. His push is very easy to get parried. Palpatine's bugged against Finn. He does like no damage against buffed enemies. If they're buffed, he does like no damage, little to no damage. And this character's just trash. Yeah, that's the competitive Force tier list. Now for pubs, what this guy put down, which is insane by the way. Here, I'll just adjust them instead of resetting. Good thing I did the... Alright, so how do I adjust this? Okay. We throw you in A tier. These two are A tier because you know how Finn drops to like C tier. You're not going to have a Finn in every pub game. And if you do, he's probably an idiot running 3 Deadeye cards. Absolutely just noodle brain. Doesn't know what's going on. And if you do have a good Finn, you guys will pop off, roll dark side because again, it's pubs. No one knows what's happening. Yoda, I think I'll throw him in C tier. He has his niche. Just trash character, honestly. Phasma's D, Palpatine's like B. I'd say Grievous is, honestly, Grievous is S tier, in my opinion. Hot take, S tier. I know Vader is known for being like, oh my gosh, he's so OP, top character in the game. But no, I'd say Grievous is like S tier. We just go from S to down because I'm just all over the place. Kylo, B tier for pubs. Yeah, I'd say he's B tier because you can use your abilities to peel, but it's not going to do much in pub lobbies. They're not even understand. They probably don't know what the word peel means. And for viewers who don't know what it means to help your teammates that are getting attacked. So say if your Blaster is getting attacked, you just go pop an ability and help them. Peeling, short-term peeling, there you go. For all the pub players are probably going to see this later on, like 2 months later, or probably a year later. Bosk for pubs is B. Leia for pubs is B. Han's really good. Luke's really good. Say Anakin's like, or Chewie. Chewie's the top of A for pubs. Anakin's there, Han's there, Luke was there, Rey's here. I put Boba above the 2 sabers. Alright, we got those. Lando's, yeah, he's in the right spot. He's B tier. Obi's B tier. So honestly, I put Obi at the top of B. Obi's really slept on, especially in pubs. He's really good. You just run around. You can regen like almost 500 health with a star card. Honestly, you don't even need a star card. Just run the 2 push cards and the extra damage on defensive rush because he already has what 300 health regen without the card. Insane character. Really slept on in pubs and in fours. I wouldn't say fours too much because again, Luke and Rey just do a better job at protecting the Finn than he does. Especially since his mind trick is bugged, it won't block abilities. If they get knocked down, it's bugged currently. But those items like C tier, Palpatine's. Would I put him in A? That's saying he's better than like. I don't know if he's better than Obi Kylo. Or better than Kylo, honestly. I think Kylo's better than honestly. I think Kylo's better than Palpatine. Yeah, I said it. I think he's better than Palpatine. The character is just falling off from grace. He used to be up here. Honestly, up here at one point. Now he's like down here. You'd get more value out of playing Kylo than you would Palpatine. Oh yeah, especially since this character exists. We put Leia right above him. This character gatekeeps him. He just gets gatekept by Leia. Leia absolutely cooks this character. It's not even funny. Like her pistol alone already cooks him, but with E11 it's just overkill. He just his health just disintegrates in 2 seconds. It's dumb. Lando kind of cooks him too, but not as bad. So I put Palpatine above Lando, and I put Bosk below. Yeah, because Lando can roll a boss. Lando can cook a boss. Same with Leia. Dooku's Nah, Dooku's better than Maul in pubs. In pubs, Maul's better because again, they're not going to be playing the Finn. So I'd say Maul's better than Dooku. Oh, I keep moving things. BB-8 is beyond useless in pubs. He just rolls around. Once you start the whipping, just run away. Because, again, in pubs, both teams are attacking each other. Dark side and light are just attacking. No one's defending. No one's pushing. They're both attacking. So him attacking is just so mid. Now, when he's defending in fours, he's decent on like 2 maps. But I just throw him in D2. He's just so useless in pubs. I don't know. I was gonna put him in C, but he's so useless compared to these characters. Yoda, even though he's bugged, he can pop off in fours, not in fours, in pubs, pub lobbies or randoms. I'd say he's better than Finn. Yeah, I'd put Finn like down here. I'd put Finn really low, purely because you're not gonna have teams up protecting you half the time. Like most of your pub lobbies, you're just not. Buff is good and all, but yeah, you still probably just die. Your teammates will still die in this buff somehow. It's like alright. Yeah, and then Phasma's D tier. Well, actually, in pubs, you know what? I might go on a. I might. Yeah, I'd say she's C tier in pubs. You can do something on her in pubs because everyone mindlessly just runs at each other mindlessly. Yeah, yeah, that's the pub tier list. I'm not being basic about the 2 BB units. They're just terrible in pubs. Yeah, I wouldn't say he's F tier. Okay, I'll just put him in D tier. I just don't want this character on my team. He does nothing. Yeah, you'll stay in F tier. Yeah. Yeah, that's the pubs tier list compared to his. Crazy. Okay. Like, all in all, his tier list, like, everyone can have their opinion, sure, but the Leia take is absurd. She's not even A tier. I would even go on a stretch and say, okay, maybe you can make an argument she's A tier, but I would even say she's not S tier. She's not outperforming an Anakin, a Han, a Luke, a Rey, a Boba, a Chewie. Like, she's not outperforming. Like, come on. Come on. Especially since her health bar is really small, like 650 health compared to Chewie 800. Like, come on. His A tier Palpatine, again. You could make the argument. Palpatine and Leia, you could make the argument that they're A tier, but I'd say they're B tier. You got Anakin, these are, well no, the Finn one should be way down here. Like if he was doing a competitive force, he got the Finn right. But he's definitely down here. I'd trade Finn, just trade Finn and Chewie out, and just bump Finn up 1. Kylo's in the spot, Rey, move her up 1. Yoda one's crazy. Yoda should be in like, well, for pubs it's not, but it's still kind of crazy. I put him in C. Obi should be in B. And yeah, again, the Chewie one was wild. The Chewie and Iden one are like wild to me. These 3 are just wild. Chewie, Lando, Iden, just wild placements to me. And yeah, that's the tier list. I come back from my 2-month hiatus to tier list. I know I have like 2 viewers, but once I get more, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. See ya.
So now we got Count Dooku. Count Dooku, in my opinion, is very strong in Hero Showdown. He is the best duelist in Star Wars Battlefront 2, in my opinion. Now, he's not the best lightsaber character, just the best duelist.
I will die in the hill. That Rey's a better duelist than Dooku.
I mean
I feel like she's just better, especially the 3 dodges star card she has. Just
By
better.
that is his damage is very, very strong.
Dooku's
He has a very
really
quick
strong.
attack
They're like on
speed.
par, I'd
He's
say.
also one of the only characters that can have 3 dodges, besides Rey if you equip her star card. And his health regeneration is just downside to him is he doesn't have a lot of range or crowd control. He's mostly only going to be doing damage with his lightsaber, and that's pretty much it. So if you're going against a lot of other characters who all are as a group, you can't really do much as Count Dooku unless you just parry everybody and just go crazy against them. Dooku is fun to play, but when it comes to just overall performance in heroes versus villains, I don't think he compares to a lot of the other lightsaber characters. So for that, I think I'm going to be putting him in C tier above BB-8.
I mean, Dooku's good. Yeah, if the enemy team is just playing all sabers, Anakin, Luke, Obi, Rey, or Yoda, you could pop off on Dooku. It's when they start pulling out the blaster heroes, you just become useless. If it's like 1 blaster, you can still cook, but if it's like 2 or more blasters, you just get rolled in Dooku. Yeah, I guess C is a good
For
spot.
now.
But he's definitely good in other sabers.
So now we got Darth Maul. Darth Maul is so much fun to play in my opinion. His mobility is absolutely amazing.
Wow, he would have ledged that Anakin if he didn't have the
So much fun to play in my opinion. His mobility is absolutely amazing, and his abilities are just so much fun. He is not the best character. I don't know if I've used this term before or said this before, but I think of Darth Maul almost as a glass cannon. And what I mean by that is that he can deal a whole bunch of damage, but he can't really take much. He'll get annihilated pretty much.
That's almost every saber.
But if you can use your abilities correctly, if you can get the timing right, if you're very swift and you can deal damage very quickly, he is very, very, very strong. So with that, I think I'm going to be putting him in the B tier. Below Boss, because I still think Boss can do a lot more damage than Darth Maul.
I think the character just sucks. Spin attack's buggy. His damage is low. Saber throw damage is low. Unless his star card. I mean, what star card is really good? Throws. Fucking, it's just borderline useless.
I actually changed my mind. We're going to switch that. He's going to be above Boss with B tier. So,
like, yeah, I'll discuss
that's what I
more
think
again.
is for Darth Maul.
I'll discuss more when I get to my reacting this
Darth Vader. I don't even think I need to say anything about this. We're just, Finn.
It's Vader.
Finn is very fun to play on the light side if you have a good team. What I mean by that is his abilities focus mostly on how your team performs. Now, you can do very well with Finn. There has been times where I've been able to take down villains on my own as Finn, but it's a struggle. You're going to need a lot. But if you have a really good team, I do think he performs amazing. He can damage BB-9
broken character.
Completely counter that with his below Boba Fett because his mobility isn't really the best as a blaster hero. So I think
A tier. This should be a crime. What is this tier?
A tier best fits him. So with Grievous, I think Grievous is almost the perfect villain for heroes versus villains. A lot of his abilities focus around crowd control. It helps him with his main counter, which is his stamina, and he can deal lots of damage very quickly. Plus, he also has, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a bug, but his jump ability, just his jump swings, kind of glitched. You can do lots of damage very quickly.
What he's trying to say is, every hero has a jump, right? You can jump attack on saber heroes. With Grievous, since they changed Grievous and Boss's jump, it's like super fast when they jump up and down.